Hello, I'm Gareth Walker and I'm here for the West Yorkshire Football Show with a little bit of a roundup on what's been going on at Bradford City over the festive period. I was at the Leyton Orient away game. I think I did a match review on that. I missed the two home games against Wigan and Port Vale. I watched them both on Sky. It's been very busy for me over Christmas, so I couldn't get to those two games. Also been a little bit ill. But I was at the Mansfield game yesterday away as well. So I want to talk about the Wigan, the Port Vale and the Mansfield games first. I'll start with Wigan. I thought we took a while to get going against Wigan. I thought they were the better side in the first sort of half hour, 40 minutes. I thought they were a very, very physical side. I think the two red cards that they got were the fifth and sixth of the season, so it shows what type of style of play they have. And I think eventually we ground out a deserved win. We came into the game more as it went along. I thought Humphries scored a good goal, a great header from Torre to put him through after a quick free kick. And then the winner obviously comes because Wigan are down to 9 men. The shorter markers at a corner, and we took advantage of that. Great scenes to see us score in front of the Kop in the last minute to win it. And like I said, I think we deserved it overall. I thought Metcalf was absolutely fantastic throughout the whole game. My man of the match. I think he might have won the man of the match award as well. Going to move on to Port Vale. I thought Port Vale again were very, very physical. We've got to remember they just sacked the manager, Darren Moore. So they had temporary manager in charge, and you could tell that they've been told to come out and show some fight and to scrap for the supporters and the team. And they certainly did that. Again, like I say, very, 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 very physical. I'm not sure how Jayden Stockley didn't get sent off in the second half. They have some good players, Port Vale. I think the position in the league, obviously, they're cut adrift a little bit at the bottom. I think that belies the quality that they have. And that was shown yesterday when they put 5 past Blackpool at home. I thought Metcalf again was outstanding, and eventually we got a deserved win because a really good goal to edge out a contest that was nip and tuck really because of how physical Port Vale were. Now on to Mansfield. Obviously the 2 wins over the Christmas period, 6 points, really, really good start to that period of games. But Mansfield yesterday, a real shocking performance. Total opposite of what we've come to expect from City, probably the worst performance we've put in for a while. You had a worry when you saw the team sheet at the start of the game and you saw Kelly and Byrne flanking right at the back. That defence was a worry. I don't rate Byrne at all. Kelly has a good game every now and then, but he's not consistent enough at this level. I don't think he's good enough to be a regular starter in League One. And obviously Kavanagh had come in up front, which was a little bit of a shock because personally, I think Swan should be ahead of Kavanagh in the pecking order. Swan's been on the bench for a long time now. Kavanagh only appeared on the bench over Christmas. He hasn't been anywhere near the squad. And then suddenly he's starting ahead of Swan at Mansfield. So that was odd. It also meant shifting Tyreek Wright over to the right-hand side, which again, is not his best position. I actually thought we started the game reasonably well. I just want to mention, Graham Alexander did mention partly why he'd had to go with that defence, said that Curtis Tilt, having been out long term, wasn't ready to start back-to-back games. He'd obviously played against Port Vale. So he was kind of pushed down a route of having to start that back three. Although personally, I wonder where Tom McIntyre is. I think he's been really good when he's played and he doesn't seem to get a look in. Anyway, I thought we started the game reasonably well. First 10, 15, 20 minutes, I thought we were on top. I thought Tyreek Wright was really wasteful with opportunities that he had, running at people, giving the ball away, sliced one behind the goal. He had a few opportunities to really get at Mansfield and he wasted them. Like I said, being careless and sloppy. And we didn't take advantage of being on top. And then Mansfield scored totally against the run of play, the first chance that they had really. And that changed the atmosphere of the whole game. I think we're 22 minutes in, they hadn't been near our goal. They scored on the first attack and the game changed. And we didn't react to that at all. I thought that the second goal is really bad as well because Kavanagh's isolated in the centre of the goal against their tallest player, Lucas Akins. How he's isolated in the centre of the goal. Where are our 3 centre-backs? How come Akins is isolated against Kavanagh? Good header, 2-0. And it's almost game over at that point because for the rest of the first half, Mansfield could have had another goal at least. Like I said, we just didn't react to falling behind and we were defensively shocking throughout the whole game. And it was just a really, really poor and out-of-character performance. And we've got to look to bounce back against Blackpool on Sunday because hopefully we'll have a few players. Maybe Tilt will come back in. Hopefully we won't be starting Kavanagh and Byrne. That, to me, also raises questions about the transfer window and what we need to do. It's a little bit of a worry for me that we seem to be looking at moving on Patterson and Cook. I'm assuming that just because neither of them have been near the squad over the last few weeks. Haven't even made the bench. Personally, Yeah, you can understand them not playing, but there'd be other players that I would want to move on before I'd want to move Kavanagh and Patterson and Cook on. Neil Byrne is just not good enough to play at League One level. He's poor every time he plays. He's not even good enough to be the third choice right-sided centre back. I know that Pennington and Baldwin are both out at the moment, but we need to do something else other than play Byrne. He's just not good enough there. So he'd be one I'd want to move on, and I think I'd want to move Kavanagh on before I'd want to move any of the other forward players on as well. So the fact that we seem closer, or I'm looking at the team sheets and I'm thinking we're going to be moving Cook and Patterson on before those two is a bit of a worry. Even Kelly, to be honest, because Kelly, like I say, can be really good sometimes, but more often than not, he again isn't really good enough to play regularly at the top end of League One. So question marks over the squad a little bit. Like I say, we do need to upgrade in certain areas, and it's a worry that Cook and Patterson seem to be the ones that are going to go first. The reason that I mentioned Patterson in particular is that we've today signed Lewis Sibley on loan from Oxford. That to me looks like a Patterson replacement. There is a rumour going around that Patterson's been told he can go. So Lewis Sibley, good age, good goal scoring record, good experience at Championship and League One level. I think that's a good signing, and probably, like I say, the Patterson replacement. We're being linked with a wide attacking player from Crystal Palace as well. Maybe that'll be a Lapsley or a Kavanagh replacement. Cook's the one for me. You can call me sentimental, that I want him to stay, but I still think he has something to offer. I think he's the best goal scorer at the club. I think if you give out all the strikers chances in front of goal, he's most likely to take them. And he provides us with an option to go direct when we need to, which we seem to be having to do more lately. If we lose him, we're going to have to find someone better, and I think that'll be difficult for the money we'll have to spend and the level that we're at. But it's the club's decision. I think he's got something to offer still. What do you think, guys? Like I say, on to Blackpool. We need to bounce back from the Mansfield game. Onwards and upwards with the West Yorkshire Football Show.